All right, let's go ahead and get started. This is a vertical painting. I don't really like to do them because they don't fit the camera real well. But man, sometimes you just have to. This is one of them times. And this is a barn. This is a really nice composition. But as I said, I mean, you just got to paint them sometimes. I'm going to put a touch of, I'm using black, Prussian blue, white. This is just our base coat with a touch of Alizarin crimson in it. And I'm just making me a little pile right here. This will be the dark side. I'm going to draw a line so you can kind of see what I'm going to do on. This is the side of the barn. I'm just throwing some collars in like we always do. It usually takes a while to get the collar down. This will be dark. Black, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson. I mean, you can put it on here if you want, just stick it on here without mixing it on your palette if you wanted to. It's probably better to mix it on your palette, but I'm just showing you that you can just throw it on there. It's all going to be mixed up anyway. I'll put a little more white in this. This is just our underpainting. This is why we're just kind of throwing it on here, just slopping it on. And our roof is going to be red. Going to have a red roof. I do like this composition. We're going to have a lot of flowers down in here. Going to have a flower pot sitting on some rocks possibly. I'll probably have to do most of this off camera. It's going to take a while. But anyways, this is our roof. It's going to be red. I'm going to take some alizarin crimson. Let's see, I must have looked down there for my palettes down there so much. Here's some burnt sienna. I'll throw some burnt sienna in here. What else? Let's take some brown, which is burnt umber. Yeah, this should be kind of dark anyway. I have to think about where my light's coming from. That's critical you remember that. Which direction your light is coming from. We want it to come down this way today. That's probably enough color for up here to start with, that's for sure. Let's just keep going on our building. Just throwing it in. Let me go ahead and finish this part off camera. This is just our undercoating, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'll show you what I'm doing here. It's kind of boring, but I just wanted to show you. I'm taking a little black, little phthalo blue, mixing it with a little white, touch of alizarin crimson. I'm just making, you know, this is an old barn. I'm just making, putting color on it, I guess you could say, on the boards themselves. I'm trying to make boards. I'm just varying up the colors. I'll put a little black here, a little white there, a little of this, a little of that. And that's really all I'm doing. I'm just streaking up the barn, basically, is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make colors. You know how an old barn looks. I mean, they're rough looking. There's going to be a door right here. There's bushes right here in front of this barn and down this side. So I'm not sure anybody, this is from a real picture. I'm not sure anybody uses the barn anymore, but the bushes have real nice flowers in them. It's a real good composition. I mean, I think it is. But that's all I'm doing. I'm just throwing stuff in here. And this side here is darker because I want the sun to be coming down this way. So on that side, we'll just make it a little darker. Here's some Prussian blue, black, Prussian blue. Just make it a little darker, a little crimson. Just streak it up. Streak here, streak there. Make her look rough. See, that's a little lighter. Take you some real dark black. Throw it in there, streak it up a little. I mean, we'll have to go over this again, but this is how I do it. I mean, this is an old barn. It has to be old looking. I mean, you don't want an old barn and put new boards on it, do you? If you did that, it wouldn't be an old barn, it'd be a new barn. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just streaking her up. Take some real dark color and throw in here. See, that's a good looking board. This is a flat brush. I'm very limited on my flat brush. This might be the only one I got. I can't keep them. They just don't last me. No brush does, really. I probably should have said no brush lasts me. That'd be a better way to say it. I'm rough on them, man. I mean, I paint a lot. They only can take so much abuse. But see, I'm just streaking it up. I'll have to get me some more crimson here in a second. Throw a little red in here. See, that red looks good. I'm just blending colors up so we can make boards. And I'll take some black and I'll streak it up, make some boards. Make it look like there's cracks in the boards. But I'm going to keep doing this for a while. Just try to make this thing look old. And I will be back. Yeah, let me show you what I'm doing here. Just to keep you up to date. Nothing interesting, of course. But I've been working on this. I got lots of different colors in here. Now I'm working on this up in here. I'm just taking random colors. And this is burnt sienna and white. And I'm just putting it in here, just mixing it up using different colors. I'm not sure what kind of roof this is, metal perhaps. But there's going to be a tree right here, so some of this will have some leaves on it. But you know, you gotta mix the colors up. And that's really all I'm doing. Like I said before, in an old barn, you gotta have different types of collars in it. There's not solid collars. It's just random. Makes it look more natural. And it's the way it looks. Let's take I'll take a little brown. Like I said, I'm just mixing it up. Take a little brown and throw in here. You could use raw umber too. Just mix your colors. Just mix them up. I told you it was boring. But it's something you probably should watch and need to know. Just random colors. The more colors, the better in most cases. Burnt umber. Throw a little umber in. And it should get darker as we're going this direction anyway. But this is all I'm doing. I might throw a little blue in here. Randomize. And stand back and take a look. I think that looks nice. I think that looks fine. And we're just going to keep doing this. Burnt sienna and white, I think, is a nice color. It gives it kind of an orangish color. That's what this is. Just throw a little bit more in here and there. Streak it up a little. Let's just use some straight burnt sienna and see what it looks like. I like burnt sienna. It's a rusty looking color to me. I guess I like rust. I don't know. Kind of strange I would like burnt sienna, isn't it? Kind of an orangish. Orange is one of my favorite colors. But this is all I'm doing. I'm going to keep doing this for a while, and then I will bring you back and we'll do something else. See you in a minute. All right, let's start working on the bottom area here a little bit. I got my iPad. Let me take a peek at it. I'm going to hold it in my hand. I'm going to take some black, some sap green, mix it together. And I'm going to start putting in some black down in here. Black and green. Yeah, I'll keep using this brush. This brush here, I actually trimmed the end of it last night, trying to save it. So I wouldn't have to buy another one because I'm running out of brushes. And it's a piece of junk now, that's for sure. I can tell just by doing this. This is probably all I'm going to use it for, is just putting this black in, because it's not super critical. This is just background stuff. Looks like it comes all the way across. And I don't think anybody uses this building anymore. This is a pretty good sized bush right here. Bring this on up. Yeah, I think I'm going to trash this brush. I think I'm going to throw it right in the trash as soon as I get done with it here. Trimming your brushes don't seem to work. It was an experiment I tried, trying to cut the oil. There's oil that sticks to the end of your brushes after you keep using them a while. And I thought I'd be smart and try to save it. Apparently I was not smart enough. Right here, this is a little taller. Trying to follow the picture. It's always nice to have a picture to look at. I don't most of the time. It doesn't seem like. But boy, when you got one, it sure makes life a little easier. Okay, say goodbye to the brush. Just went into the trash can. All right. Now let me get me a better brush. And I'm going to soak up some of this oil right here. That I just put on here. Because it went on here real thick. These are shop towels. Or you can use a paper towel, either one. Either one's fine. And all I'm really going to do, so this is what comes off of it. All I really want to do, it still might be real wet. I may have to wait till tomorrow. But I'm going to try it. I'm just going to take some green and some yellow. I just want some color in here. Well, that's not too bad. That one, let's see how the rest of them will go. There's going to be lots of flowers in here. So I just want greenery, basically, is all I want. See, it don't look bad. Just in time, I'm almost out of green. I didn't load my palette up like I normally do. For some reason. Let's put some right in here, and that might be good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and throw our grass in. Let's go ahead and do our grass. Let's take a little cad yellow light. I got to get up in here, so this is going to darken this anyway. This is a little further than this, but you know, it's not much. There's not much space right there. So I'm just going to throw some of this up in here. As I'm touching this black that I put on here, it's going to darken it anyway. So we ain't worried about yellow grass because it's not really going to be yellow till I stick it up in this stuff. Try to hold my painting still. Likes to jump around on me. Yeah, this is not, there's not much distance here. I'm going to go ahead and switch quickly and get some yellow ochre. The little green, little ochre. I'm going to go ahead and switch real quick. A little more green, a little more ochre. A little more green without the ochre. I may have put too much green on here. This looks like a muddy mess. I may have to go over this again. Imagine that. Not surprising, is it? There we go. That's a little better. Ah, that's better. Maybe I wasn't pushing. I'm at a weird angle here. Maybe I wasn't pushing up hard enough on my brush. I think I'm going to have a whiskey barrel perhaps, maybe down here with a plant sitting on it. And a plantern. I think it's a planter. Sorry. This is Prussian blue down here I'm using. Nice and dark. Let me take some crimson. It'd be real dark now, yeah. As I suspected, real dark. Make these corners dark. That's probably going to be good for what we're doing. I may hit it again tomorrow when it dries. It's kind of wet right now. But that's probably not too awful bad. I may stop right there for today, let this sit overnight, because I got flowers and stuff to put in here. And a big tree. I almost forgot my tree, but this is all wet. So I think I'm going to let this sit overnight. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, I went ahead and put my tree in here. Let's go ahead and put some highlights on it. Let's get it started so we can see it. It's kind of dark. It blends in with this back here. I just put this in. So I'm just going to take some pure white, run it down, because it's going to blend up. It's going to blend nicely with what we have. Just all the way down. The tree's going to have leaves on it, so a lot of this up in here won't even be seen, but I'm going to run some of it up in here just in case, so I don't have to do it later. I'll probably get a smaller brush and hit some of these other branches. But we just want to run some color on it. That's probably good for that. Let's get a little ochre. Mix it with a little burnt sienna. I have to set my palette down. I got to hold a paper towel in one of my hands here. Let's just go ahead and throw some of this in. Get some color in this tree, so it starts to look like a tree. Just throw some color. Remember, the sun is coming down from this angle. It's critical you remember that. If you're new to painting, man, that's important. It doesn't have to be sun, it just means which direction the light is coming from. Let's take some burnt sienna and I'll throw some of it in here. I like burnt sienna in my trees. I'll wind up taking Prussian blue and putting it on the back side of this tree. I think that looks really nice. Let me get a little more white and a little more ochre. Just to brighten it up a touch. I mean, a different brush here. A little smaller one. I'll go, I think, maybe I'll put some right here. I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see a lot of these branches up in here. Pretty sure about that. But this is a smaller brush I grabbed right here. I'm just going over a few areas here. Okay, I'm just going to keep working on this, I guess. Let me take a little Prussian blue and run it down the back side before I let you go. I always like to use Prussian blue on the back side. It has a great effect, I think. At least that's my opinion. And after this, we might start working on some flowers down in here. And we'll be getting close to getting her done. Put some leaves on this tree. We'll get her done. And I usually just kind of blend this up a little bit. This Prussian blue that I just put on here. So it's not a straight line, basically. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do a little highlighting here on our tree. I put some dark leaves on there. That's our first color. Let's see if we can't bring out a little bit more color. This is just green and yellow is all this is. This is our second color. I have to set my palette down because I got to have a paper towel in my hand. And yeah, we're just starting this, and then we'll come back with our highlights. Remember, the sun's coming from the upper left going down this way. You want to keep some of this dark in here. This darkness is good. It's just as important as the light. Just as important. But you should always have at least 3 collars. Like I said, this is our second one. Color number 2. We're just flipping it in here. That's what I call this, flipping it in. Sap green and cad yellow light. You could use yellow ochre too. Ain't nothing wrong with ochre. Let me grab a little ochre, see what it looks like. You can't already tell, this is pretty wet. All this is wet. I just put it in there. Okay, let's get some pure cad yellow light. Keep your brush clean. Let's see if we can't do some highlighting on some of these. Oh, let's probably start right here. Let's make these a little brighter where the sun is coming down. This is pretty bright, and that's okay. I like bright colors. This is very bright, but I like it this way. Let's do some right here. I'm just tapping her in. Maybe there's some light catching right in here. It's your decision, just wherever you feel like light's needed, just put some in. And we definitely know this is too, right up in here. We're going to say that this is kind of sticking out. But you got to keep your brush pretty clean. It gets dirty real quick. Pure cad yellow light. We're going to say this has a little bit on it. Let's bring this on up a little bit. That looks too straight. And maybe some right in here. Some right in here. That's looking pretty good. That's the look I'm after. Let's try this. This definitely is getting some light for sure. Stand back and take a look. I need some right in here. Take another look. Brighten some of this up. Okay, I think that's pretty close to what we're wanting. Okay, all right, let's get started and finish this up. How's that? I'm gonna take some green. I got a flower pot sitting here. I put some real dark color in it just a minute ago. And now I'm gonna add some greenery to it. Just because it needs it, and you should. But you gotta have the dark color down first. Gotta have dark color first, just about on everything. That way you can see your light when you put your light on. And we're just going to do this, then we're going to put some cad yellow light on it and brighten it up. Pure cad light. Cad yellow light, I'm sorry. Get you a pretty good glob of paint on here. And we're going to put it where we think the sun is hitting it, which is obviously on this edge. Across the top, right in here. And that's probably pretty good. That looks good, actually. Now I'm going to take some alizarin crimson. I'm going to make this one bright. Get you a pretty good gob on here. Oh, let's put a flower right here. Right in the middle of that. Put one there. Keep your brush. Keep a heavy load of paint on your brush. There. And let's put one here. Maybe two more. I can't help it. Let's put one there. And let's put one right here. It needs something right there. Okay, now, cad red light, which is a very bright red, one of my favorite colors. And we're just going to touch it on here and try to get it to stick. Get you some more. Boy, I love that color. Let's take a little white. Just for an additional color and try to touch the ends of them. Just for extra color, really. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. Okay, that pretty much gives it a wrap. Well, folks, that looks like a wrap. I really like this, man. I think it turned out good. I just don't care much for vertical paintings because they don't fit the camera well. But anyways, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. And thanks for watching.